Hello everyone, welcome back. In the last class, we were studying about what are units. We also talked about the basic as well as the derived units. And we studied some different types of the systems, the units which are available to us, like we have the CGS system, the FPS system, and the MKS system. Now, with that knowledge base, let us today move on to understanding how did we actually get these basic units. Now, सबसे पहले बेसिक यूनिट हमारी आती है लेंथ, जिसकी यूनिट है मीटर. ये एक फंडामेंटल यूनिट है. 1 मीटर इज द डिस्टेंस ट्रेवल्ड बाय लाइट इन वैक्यूम इन अबाउट 1/299,792,458 सेकेंड्स. सो पहले तो ये काफी कॉम्प्लिकेटेड डेफिनेशन लगेगी आपको, बट if we break this definition down into bits and pieces, then you will be able to understand it quite well. सबसे पहले यहाँ जो हमें जानने की जरूरत है वो ये है कि why have we considered light as a reference, as a measure of meter? Means light is very different and meter is a very small distance. So why have we considered only light here? So the reason that we have considered light is that the velocity of the light, especially if we're considering it to be traveling in vacuum, is going to be the same. That's why we consider light, because whenever light travels in vacuum, the speed of the light does not change, right? So that is the reason we have considered light over here. Now, in 1 second, what is the speed of the light? In 1 second, it travels 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters per second. Now, let us consider that we have a point here, point A and point B. And from point A to point B, the total time that the light takes to travel from the first point to the point B is 1 second. Okay, so this is 1 second. So how much would the light travel in 1 second? It will travel 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters. So that means this entire distance from A to point B is 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meters. So now just imagine if you break this point down into many sections. And how many sections? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 section, which will be like each gradation, each section will become very, minute, very less. Okay, the value will be very less. So if you break this down then in one section, so I'm just making the one section a little bigger, to you, so that you will be able to understand and appreciate it well. So if you just consider this small section here, let's say this is a small partition you get, one section is this much, then that distance is actually taken as 1 meter. Okay, that's why that distance we have taken as a standard distance for measuring 1 meter. Now you would ask me, why didn't we consider 1 second? Why did we only consider 1/299,792,458 seconds? Why is that? Because had we considered 1 second, so if the statement would have been the distance traveled by the light in vacuum in 1 second, then just imagine in 1 second where would the light travel? How much would the light travel? Light would even go beyond our own planet, and it would travel much more. So that would be very difficult for us to calculate. So that's why, how much does the light travel in 1/299,792,458 seconds? It will only travel a very, very minute distance. That minute distance is 1 meter. Okay, so that is how we have standardized 1 meter of length. Now let's move on to discussing weight. So the weight, standard unit of weight is kilogram in NKS unit, which is also known as the metric unit. So how did we decide on what is 1 kilogram? There is a certain mass of a cylinder which we have decided that this is going to be called as 1 kg mass by, again, the same agency which we discussed in the last class, which is International Bureau of Weights and Measures. And that agency has considered an alloy of platinum and iridium, and a certain amount of mass is considered as to be 1 kgs. Okay, now you would ask me, why platinum and iridium? That is because platinum and iridium alloy is one such alloy which will not get oxidized. Okay, so this much amount of mass is now considered as 1 kg mass. So I hope it is clear to you. Fine. Now next let us consider time. Now this is very interesting. Look at the definition of time. Time that elapses during 9,192,631,770 cycles of radiation produced by the transition between two hyperfine levels of cesium-133 atoms. The definition looks very complicated, but let's just break it again into sections and then understand how did they decide on 1 second. 1 second कैसे decide किया उन्होंने, you know. Now सीसीएम एटम के जो ऑर्बिट्स होते हैं वो टोटल 6 ऑर्बिट्स होते हैं उसके अराउंड, एटम के अराउंड. नाउ 6 ऑर्बिट्स में से आपका जो सबसे लास्ट वाला जो ऑर्बिट है उसमें आपका एक इलेक्ट्रॉन होता है. 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन इज एक्चुअली रोटेटिंग इन दिस ऑर्बिट. फर्स्ट वील अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज दिस हाइपरफाइन लेवल मीन्स. हाइपरफाइन लेवल्स का क्या मतलब है, ठीक है. ये जो इलेक्ट्रॉन है ये इनिशियली अपने ग्राउंड स्टेट में होता है. ग्राउंड स्टेट का क्या मतलब है कि इसकी जो ओरिजिनल एनर्जी है उसमें कोई एनर्जी ऐड नहीं की गई है, उसको अपनी नॉर्मल एनर्जी पे रखा गया है, ठीक है. सो दैट इज नोन एज ग्राउंड स्टेट. सो आई जस्ट शो यू व्हाट इज ग्राउंड स्टेट एंड व्हाट इज एक्साइटेड स्टेट ऑल्सो. सो हियर लेट्स से दिस ग्रीन लाइन दैट यू सी इज अ ग्राउंड स्टेट. सो ये सीसीएम एटम इनिशियली पहले ग्राउंड स्टेट पे होता है. नाउ इस इलेक्ट्रॉन को हम थोड़ी सी इस पे एनर्जी लगाते हैं, थोड़ी सी इसमें एनर्जी इसमें देते हैं और इसको हायर लेवल पे भेज देते हैं. सो ये जो हमारा हायर लेवल है दिस इज कॉल्ड एक्साइटेड लेवल. सो इनिशियली ये ग्राउंड लेवल पे होता है और इसको हम थोड़ी सी एनर्जी इसको देकर हम एक्साइटेड स्टेट में इसको पहुंचा देते हैं, ठीक है. एक्साइटेड स्टेट में पहुंचाने का मतलब है अब इसमें एक्स्ट्रा एनर्जी है, अदर देन जो इसमें ग्राउंड स्टेट में एनर्जी थी उससे ज्यादा एनर्जी इसमें आ गई है. नाउ इन द एक्साइटेड स्टेट ऑल्सो देर आर मेनी लेवल्स ऑफ एनर्जी. All these levels, so the red thick line that you see here, this is the excited state. Excited state में आने के बाद इस excited state में और भी energy levels होते हैं छोटे छोटे. Now these energy levels are called as hyperfine levels. Okay, so then once it gets excited into the excited state, this electron will start vibrating between two hyperfine levels. Each of these line is one hyperfine level. So ये इलेक्ट्रॉन क्या करेगा, ये किसी भी दो hyperfine levels के बीच में oscillate करना शुरू कर देगा, right? So when it starts oscillating, you will see these types of oscillations coming, right? So one oscillation, now you know what is one wave, you already learned in your class 9th and class 8. So something like this. So from here to here. Okay, this is called as one oscillation. Or let's say if you start from this point, then it will go one and one more half here. So this one is called as one oscillation, or this one is called as one oscillation. So one oscillation is equal to one cycle. Okay, one oscillation is equal to one cycle. So we assume that when the cesium that electron will start vibrating between two hyperfine levels, then when it oscillates, or when 9,192,631,770 number of waves are produced, oscillations are produced. So the time in which these many number of oscillations are produced is considered as to be 1 second. Okay, so that is how and अगेन द क्वेश्चन दैट वुड कम टू योर माइंड कि हमने सीसीएम एटम को ही क्यों कंसिडर किया. इसके जो हाइपरफाइन लेवल्स हैं वो उनके लेवल्स के बीच में जो डिस्टेंस है वो बहुत ज्यादा है. सपोज लेट्स से दिस इज द टू हाइपरफाइन लेवल्स. नाउ द इलेक्ट्रॉन इज जंपिंग फ्रॉम हियर टू देन अगेन हियर. सो बिकॉज द डिस्टेंस इज मोर, द मेजरमेंट विल बी एक्यूरेट. Correct? So that's why we have considered cesium atom. Okay, let's also talk about current. Now this is the next fundamental unit, and current is measured in amperes. This you must have studied in your class 10th. So how did we measure 1 ampere of current? So suppose if we consider two wires, okay, these two red lines that are shown here are, just consider that these are the two wires, and if we make the current pass through both of them in only in one direction, and if the distance between the two wires is 1 meter, and we pass the current from both the wires in the same direction, okay, a certain amount of current, fine, then if the force between them is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 newtons, whenever the force between them is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 newtons, then we assume that, we consider that 1 ampere of current must be flowing through these two wires. So दो conditions इसमें बहुत जरूरी हैं जो आपको समझनी है यहाँ, कि 1 ampere current क्या होता है. जब हम दो वायर्स लेते हैं, दोनों वायर्स में से एक ही डायरेक्शन में हम करंट फ्लो कराते हैं, और इन दोनों वायर्स के बीच में हम 1 मीटर डिस्टेंस मेंटेन करते हैं. नाउ यू नो there is going to be some force which will be produced between these two wires. Okay, ये हमने क्लास 10th में भी पढ़ा है. Now, if the force, whenever the force is between them is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 newtons, in that case we assume that the current through them is 1 ampere. दोनों के अंदर से 1 ampere current हमारा flow कर रहा है. So I hope ये डेफिनेशन आप सबको समझ में आ गई होगी. जनरली हम ये सब चीजें एग्जाम में नहीं पूछी जाती हैं, बिकॉज यू नो देयर इज नो नीड टू मग देम अप, बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड कि 1 एम्पियर करंट का क्या मतलब है एंड 1 एम्पियर करंट हमने कैसे अज्यूम किया है. ओके, सो द डेफिनेशन, इफ इक्वल करंट इज मेड टू फ्लो maintained in two wires in the same direction held at 1 meter apart, look at this, 1 meter apart here, such that the force between them is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 7 newtons, then the current flowing through each of the wire is 1 ampere. Okay, so now let's move on to discussing temperature. How did we actually assume temperature? What is the unit of temperature? It is Kelvin. Now first, the fraction 1 upon 273.16 of the thermodynamic temperature of triple point of water is called as Kelvin. Again, the definition seems very complicated, but let's just break down and understand each and every term here. So first, I would want you to understand what is thermodynamic temperature. Thermodynamic temperature is a temperature wherein your molecular motion is the slowest now. Okay, how is the temperature related to molecular motion? Now look at this. In the first diagram here, I have shown you the fast molecular motion, which means the molecules inside are actually moving very fast, and they're colliding against each other, and the movement of these molecules are actually very fast. So whenever the movement is faster, it means that the temperature is going to be high. Look at the other thing, the other diagram, slow molecular movement. So whenever the molecules are moving very slow, that means the temperature is going to be low or less, which means here the amount of the material that you have is going to be cold, and here the material is going to be hot. So more the molecular movement, hotter the element or hotter the object. Slower the molecular movement, then colder the object or colder the body. Now thermodynamic temperature एक ऐसा टेम्परेचर होता है जब बॉडी बिल्कुल ठंडी होती है. ये सबसे लीस्ट टेम्परेचर है, इससे नीचे आप किसी भी बॉडी को ठंडा नहीं कर सकते हो. दिस इज द लोएस्ट टेम्परेचर दैट द बॉडी कैन अटेन. सो दैट इज द थर्मोडायनेमिक टेम्परेचर. नेक्स्ट इज यू गॉट टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज ट्रिपल पॉइंट. ट्रिपल पॉइंट क्या पॉइंट है? Okay, so to understand triple point, the temperature at which all the three states exist at the same time. All the three states हमारे पास है solid, liquid and gases. So the definition of triple point is a point or a temperature at which all these three states exist at the same time. Here we are talking about water, so we will discuss only water here. Okay, so which means triple point is that temperature at which all the three states of water exist at the same time. Now look at this point, the red point here. What I have shown you here is that this point is known as the triple point of water. तो पहले तो ये ग्राफ समझ लेते हैं हम अच्छी तरह. इस ग्राफ में क्या दिखाया गया है कि हमारे दो तरह की यूनिट्स होती हैं जिसमें हम टेम्परेचर को मेजर करते हैं. पहली यूनिट है डिग्री सेल्सियस एंड सेकेंड यूनिट है डिग्री केल्विन. ठीक है. सो इस ग्राफ में नेगेटिव साइड में अगर आप यहां देखेंगे, ये वाला जो पॉइंट है, दिस इज 0 डिग्री केल्विन. नाउ 0 डिग्री केल्विन इज इक्वल टू -273.15 डिग्री सेल्सियस. ठीक है. 0 डिग्री केल्विन इज इक्वल टू -273.15 डिग्री सेल्सियस. Now, if you come down and if let's say if there are many gradations in between, so this point here, so this is, let's say I mark it point number 1, this is point number 2. So this point here, so from 0, now the Kelvin has now increased and come down to 273.15 Kelvin. So this point is measured as 273.15 Kelvin. And look at the degree Celsius. The degree Celsius is now 0 degrees. 0 degree. So इसका क्या मतलब है कि अगर हमारा केल्विन 1 डिग्री केल्विन टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज हो रहा है, सो 1 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर भी चेंज हो रहा है. मतलब जितना डिग्री हमारा केल्विन चेंज हो रहा है, उतना डिग्री हमारा केल्विन भी चेंज हो रहा है. सो ईच ग्रेडेशन हियर, ये जो आपको एक एक ग्रेडेशन जो दिख रही है, इसके बीच का जो गैप है वो केल्विन का भी सेम है और डिग्री सेल्सियस का भी सेम है. ठीक है. नाउ अब हम आ जाते हैं ट्रिपल पॉइंट पे. ट्रिपल पॉइंट क्या है? ट्रिपल पॉइंट आई टोल्ड यू ऐसा टेम्परेचर है जहां पे सॉलिड, लिक्विड और गैस एक साथ होती हैं. क्या सिचुएशंस है ऐसी? समटाइम्स व्हेन यू गो एंड विजिट हिल स्टेशन, यू मस्ट हैव सीन कि आपका आइस भी, स्नो भी आपका उसी टाइम पे है, आइस भी उसी टाइम पे है और वाटर भी अवेलेबल है, एंड यू ऑल्सो सी द स्टीम कमिंग आउट फ्रॉम द आइस. सो ऑल 3 states are available at the same temperature. So that temperature is 0.01 degree Celsius. Water. It is, I'm talking in the case of water. In case of water, the triple point is 0.01 degree Celsius. Okay. Now, see, from 0 degree Celsius, the triple point is at 0.0 degree Celsius. So this is, so see, look at this. This is 0 degree Celsius. Now we move to 0.0. That's why I said it is a little more exaggerated graph that I'm showing you. Okay. So if the degree changes this much, what should the Kelvin change? So our Kelvin is 273.15 Kelvin. What should it become? It should add 0.01 to it. Okay. So it will become 273.16 डिग्री केल्विन. You understood my point? So जितना डिग्री आपका सेल्सियस इंक्रीज होगा या डिक्रीज होगा, उतना ही डिग्री आपका केल्विन भी चेंज होगा. ओके. सो दैट मीन्स what is our triple point in case of Kelvin? The triple point is 273.16 Kelvin. Okay, this is understood. Now let's look at the last point. अब हम समझ रहे हैं कि ये जो हमारा फ्रैक्शन जो यहाँ पे स्टार्टिंग में हमने पढ़ा था डेफिनेशन में 1/273.16 केल्विन, ये कैसे आया. ठीक है. सो नाउ वी नो दैट 0.01 Celsius is equal to 273.16 Kelvin. अभी हमने देखा वाटर का ट्रिपल पॉइंट. ठीक है. योर 1 Kelvin will be equal to 1/273.16 Celsius. This is the fraction that we consider to be 1 Kelvin of temperature. Let's now talk about the amount of substance. The unit of the amount of substance is mole. So let's first look at the definition of amount of substance. The amount of substance that contains as many elementary entities as there are number of atoms in 0.012 kgs of carbon 12. So what is the meaning of this definition? If we consider 0.012 kgs of carbon 12, right? So what is 0.012? It means 12 gram of carbon 12. If we consider 12 gram of carbon 12 and count the number of atoms in it, then this is the number that we get. We will get 6.022045 into 10 to the power of 23, which is to a very large number. So these many atoms are available in only just about 12 grams of carbon 12. Correct? Now, so which means that this amount is called as 1 mole. 1 mole. So suppose we take an element and we count the number of molecules in it. And if the molecule are 6.022045 into 10 to the power of 23 in number, then we say we have 1 mole of molecule. If there are 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23 electrons, then we say 1 mole of electron. Similarly, if we count the number of protons or count the number of atoms or count the number of any quantity, if it is this much in number, which is 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23, then we say we have 1 mole of substance. So any substance, if the value is this, we say it is 1 mole. Correct? So that is the definition of 1 mole. So it was a very quick definition. Let's now talk about what is luminous intensity. And luminous intensity, what is the unit? It is candela. Now this unit comes from the word candle. Okay, so the unit of luminous intensity, luminous means amount of light, intensity of the light. So the unit is 1 candela, which is 1 CD. We designate candela as CD, right? Now, luminous intensity of a monochromatic radiation of frequency 5.4 into 10 to the power of 14 Hertz that emits light in that direction of 1 upon 683 watt per steradian is 1 candela. Now this definition seems very complicated, but let's again break it down into small sections. Foremost thing that we need to note is that we have a monochromatic source of light. Dot here shows that this is a monochromatic radiation, monochromatic source of light. And another important thing is that the frequency of this light should be 5.4 into 10 to the power of 14 Hertz. Now, if you consider 1 steradian of the angle, what is 1 steradian? 1 steradian is actually a solid angle. So we are going to talk about steradian also in our next few slides, so you would understand it better. But just for now, if you have let's consider that you have a sphere, or let's say a football, and then you just take one, cut across this cone section from the ball. Okay, just cut across this cone section. If you take a cone, cut across this particular section from the ball, then the solid angle which it subtends at the center is known as 1 steradian. And how do we designate steradian? SD is the steradian. Correct? So you have to place your monochromatic source of light at the center. The frequency has to be 5.4 into 10 to the power of 14. If you just take 1 steradian angle if you consider, then the power is 1 upon 683 watt. So then if the power is so much and if the frequency is this, what has been shown, and in that 1 steradian angle, you can say that the luminosity of light is 1 candela. Okay.